The NAR settlement and subsequent aftermath is something that we're finding on our end from an origination perspective that some agents are taking it very seriously and are very fearful. Others are taking it very seriously and are pivoting. And as I say, like in the past, real estate agents had a very fine tuned presentation. It was called a listing presentation if you, in fact, were pursuing listings. But no buyer's agent ever had to have a presentation that justified the services that they provide and the fees associated with those services, to your point. And now what they need to be doing, I would think, is to develop a presentation of the services that they provide as a buyer's agent that justify the fees that they want to charge. But we're also finding that a lot of realtors just are saying, everything's just status quo. Like there's no real sea change here that's taking place. What do you say to that? Do you think that that's just something that's yet to come? Do you think that people, or do you think that this whole thing is overstated? I mean, it doesn't sound like you think it's overstated, but I do think that there's a subset of realtors out there that are saying, when I was actually, one other thing, I was speaking in Las Vegas at an event in June, and there were four CEOs of major mortgage companies on a panel that I was facilitating. And one of the CEOs, whose names I won't name, just straight out said, this is a big non-event. Everybody's making a big deal of this. It's not going to affect the industry in the ways that people say that it's going to affect the industry, and everything's going to be status quo. So this is a CEO of a very large mortgage entity. So what do you say to that?
Yeah, I say that that's part of the problem. That the needle of change, as of the kind of the latter part of 2024 here, we've not seen a lot of it, although we are absolutely seeing it. And the real kind of tragedy is that you've got leadership that's reinforcing this. This is one big nothing burger. This is not going to change. The reality is that it absolutely is a change. But you got to remember, the motivation of a lot of leadership is they want to kind of keep headcount, keep agents there. I can tell you that my clients, which are predominantly listing agents, they're all seeing the change, because there is a group that I think leadership is completely underestimating, which is the consumer, which, quite frankly, I think both the real estate and mortgage industry underestimates, and the consumer is getting a whole lot smarter. I get calls every single day from listing agents who are telling me they went on a listing appointment and a seller heard something on TV, and there's something up with commissions and they don't want to pay a commission, or they don't want me to state a commission to be offered. And these sellers are not dumb. Now, the agents that are on the right side of history are saying to the seller, yes, there is a change. And you as a seller have more choice today than ever before. You have more transparency. They're unpacking this way in which it used to be done, where this sharing of commissions was kind of, don't want to say it was forced, but it was highly recommended that you share. And if you don't share a commission with a buyer's agent, something bad's going to happen. Like, you're not going to sell your house for the most money. Nobody's going to show it. Which, by the way, all those things were actually unethical things to say, but nobody ever policed it. So, Tim, what I think is going to continue to happen is I think the consumer is going to continue to get behind it. And let's keep our eye on the ball of what this is all about. And I've said it a million times. The only thing what this thing did is bring transparency and choice to buyers and sellers, something that they never really had. I know the industry says they had it, but those of us that were in the field, in the trenches, know it wasn't really there. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing for consumers. It's a good thing for sellers. It's a good thing for buyers. And quite frankly, Tim, it's a good thing for good realtors and good loan officers, because those that get behind this will be on the front side of it. And all the ones that are kind of fighting it, saying, oh, nothing's going to change, and they're still recommending to sellers that they offer commissions because something bad will happen. That is, I don't think, the future of our business. We know that progress can't be stopped. And that's, Tim, not even counting on the DOJ taking further action in the decoupling of commissions. So my advice is to leadership, and I talk very quite frankly to them, is that if you're hoping and praying and banking on that we're going to go back to the old way of doing things, and consumers aren't going to have more understanding and knowledge and transparency, and there's not going to be people that are going to be educating the public more and more. I think it's a very, very tactical mistake. It's the same thing, Tim. If you remember back in the day of Dodd-Frank, when all of a sudden they started to talk about being more transparency and more disclosure in the mortgage business. And again, I speak both real estate and mortgage business fluently. And I can't tell you how many my mortgage banker friends were panicked. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. No longer we have to disclose. Yield spread premiums have to be disclosed before they got rid of them. That's all it really was about. And you know what? As soon as they opened up the doors, all the bad ones left the business and the good ones ended up making more money. So I say it's the same thing with this. This change is good. Think about what you can do. Don't think about what you can't do. Don't think about what you used to be able to do. Be creative, use ingenuity, and that's the path of really making more money in this business. And agents are doing it now.